Welcome back to our Exercise.com channel. I'm glad you're here. Today's topic offers 11 can't-miss tips for starting a personal training business. So, if you're starting out as a personal trainer with a brand spanking new fitness business, this video is for you. And what better way to learn how to start than from professionals in your field? Fortunately, at Exercise.com, we have trainers on staff, and we've been consulting with other pro trainers for a long time. We trust their advice and know you can trust it too, which is why our tips come from interviewing several top trainers and other business-minded people out there. I'll share specific quotes from these people because oftentimes it helps to learn directly from others' experiences and expertise. At Exercise.com, we love to learn and share wisdom from all fitness experts. So, if you're already a personal trainer with your own thriving fitness business or other type of business guru, and you see some missing tips here, please add any other bits of advice in a comment below. So, for starting a personal trainer business, tip number 1 is to actually get started. And these few points come directly from business professional Jerry Detweiler, who says number 1, get your business on the map. That means online on places like Google My Business, Bing, and Yelp, and maybe even places like TripAdvisor if applicable. She also strongly suggests a business Facebook page. Also make sure to set up your business properly. Because a fitness business carries potentially high liability, should your business be an LLC, for example, I would look into that. Number 3, separate your business and personal finances. That will help you keep track of how well your business is doing money-wise, and plus it'll make things easier when doing taxes. And I think we all want to make our taxes as easy as possible. Number 4, get help with creating a business plan. Jerry suggests places like your local Small Business Development Center, Women's Business Center, or Veteran Business Outreach Center to learn how to create a business plan, to also get marketing help or help setting up your books. So she says to take advantage of places like that. Tip number 2, invest in training, education, and experience. Talia says, what I'd first and foremost recommend to anyone wanting to launch a training business is to first invest in your education. If you're looking to build your own company, make sure you're an expert in your specialty. So for example, kettlebells, powerlifting, functional training, etc. Rob Jackson says investing in your experience is very important. He says practicing what you preach is critical. If you don't know what it's like to stay in shape, train well, and achieve goals, how can you expect anyone you work with to listen to your advice? So go out and take on some challenges, document it all, and use it to show people you can do what you say you can. Tip number 3, moving along here. Create value and value time. Kyle Krantz says, whenever I get asked how to become a coach or trainer, my first advice is to simply start providing value to people. One day, I realized I was a running expert to people in my online and offline community. I was spending time on forums and social media providing advice. This gave me the potential network I needed to get clients. Even if the people I knew didn't need a coach, they possibly knew people who did. Tip number 4, utilize online training. Rob Jackson says, not everyone is going to want or be able to afford to train multiple times a week with you. But if they train more regularly, they are likely to achieve better results. So using an online training app can help you deliver workouts to them without you needing to be there. It also helps to track their progress and holds them accountable as they know you'll be checking if they're checking in for workouts. Actually, as an aside, at Exercise.com, we are in the business of online training and have a training platform that's right for you, or could be right for you, I should say. But I'll share more on that later, so stay tuned. Tip number 5, tell your story. Jamie Logie says, what makes you unique and what got you on the road to health and fitness and what got you to where you are now? This makes it more personable, as after all, the people are essentially buying you as much as they are buying your service. They have to know, like, and trust you before they are going to want to commit and spend money. So it's important to know how to tell your story and to tell it so that you can build a credibility. And Rob Jackson, in the same vein, takes things a step further to, he suggests to differentiate yourself. Ask yourself what makes you different from other trainers. There are thousands of good personal trainers out there, so why would someone want to train with you? Is it your experience, qualifications, personality? So think about those things that set you apart. Tip number 6, know business basics. Rachel Novello says, one of the first things I did when I started to look for space was to create a budget. I looked at what my current revenue was based on clientele, and I used that as my starting point. Dave Dreas discusses overhead. He says, make sure you keep your overhead low. The lower you keep your expenses, the more money you can keep in your pocket. Tip number 7, have a web presence. Now, Robert Eiler is going to suggest something he wishes he knew when he started. One benefit to having people who are already experts in this field is that they have gone before us, they've made some mistakes, they've learned from those mistakes, and they're eager to share how to prevent those mistakes. So Robert Eiler says, to be completely honest, I wish I knew how important it is to have an established presence on the web. I waited for quite a bit of time before I pulled the trigger on creating a legitimate website. I dabbled in social media, attended networking events, and tried to expand my business through word of mouth. However, nothing truly compares to having a professional, well-established website where people can view your mission, background, strengths, and core services. Got a little tongue-tied there. Tip number 8, be organized. Leslie Logan says, use a scheduling platform from the beginning. Have a set schedule and let people know you have this time or this time. Don't let them just pick whatever they want. And actually, as another plug, the Exercise.com online training platform I alluded to earlier is also a scheduling tool. So again, more on that later. I like to keep you in suspense. Tip number 9, never stop hustling. Talia says, be prepared to hustle. Bigger gyms provide a funnel of clients for you, but when you're on your own, you don't have that crutch to rely on. You've got to actively pursue new clients in order to fill your schedule. And Robert Eiler says, when plans fail, keep going. I am huge on perseverance. I have failed hundreds of times. There were times when I wanted to up and quit my entire business because it became too hard. I wasn't attracting enough clients, money was tight, and stress and blood pressure was high. But I continued onward and became a much better entrepreneur and human being because of it. He also suggests not to listen to negativity. Focus on the positives and bettering yourself as an individual and an entrepreneur. Rachel Novello, again, she offers advice on this same subject. One of the things I learned was that persistence, determination, and faith in yourself and brand will ultimately get you to where you want to be. And when you put your heart and soul into something and you believe in what you're doing, there really are no limitations to what you can accomplish. So it's great advice from Rachel. And if that doesn't get you pumped up, I don't know what does, right? Now, tip number 10, here we are. Know your market and be the expert. Rob Lagana says, the best business advice I can give is to know your target market and specialize in helping them specifically as individuals. As an example, specialize in women over 40 who want to lose body fat and get fit. Dante Hector says, if I were to start my first independent personal training business again, I would figure out exactly one type of client to whom I could deliver outrageous results. And then I would find one client who met that profile and train her for free. How specific would the profile be? I finally grew my business as a trainer when I identified married professional women in their early 40s who had a favorite exercise hobby and focused all of my writing, social media posts, and conversations on their issues. So we have another trainer who learned from his setbacks and is telling you how to do it differently. So take note of that, people. It's good advice. Good learning experience. Now, tip number 11, it's our final tip, but a major one. Take care of yourself. Dave Dreas says, when you spend all day in a gym, it can be difficult finding time for your own workout. Do not neglect your health. You are a representation of your brand and business, so be fit, active, and energetic. People look at you for resources, advice, guidance, and knowledge, and you want to represent that. So those are our 11 tips, can't miss tips for starting your personal training business. Now, for those of you with a personal training business ready to take it to the next level, or you're already ready to do some online training to start out as a personal trainer, visit Exercise.com for business, where you can request a demo of our online personal training platform that I mentioned earlier. So we've finally come to this pinnacle point. Our advanced software comes with lots of e-commerce solutions and powerful workout technology. You'll manage clients more simply without juggling lots of paperwork, or any paperwork for that matter. And a big one, an even bigger one, is that you'll increase revenue. Our Exercise.com team is here to help you every step of the way. So, request a demo. You see this orange button over here? Click that. Like this YouTube video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment with more advice for starting a personal training business. Thanks for watching and staying with me through all of these tips, these expert tips from so many awesome professionals out there. Please come back.